Hey everyone, welcome. It's Howie Schwartz, and it is awesome to be here with you in the first webinar for OfferVault in 2019. So happy New Year. Excited for everyone that was able to join us live tonight. And if you haven't joined us live, and if you're watching the replay, that's perfectly fine. But I do encourage you to, as often as possible, to join us live. We are typically live Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Tonight it's a little bit different just because of the New Year celebration. So we're doing this on Wednesday, but typically we are on Tuesday nights. If you have any questions live, please type them in. If you have a specific niche market you want to talk about or an offer, I am happy to also review that with you. And that's really one of the key benefits of joining live is we can answer your questions and look at your specific niche markets. So if you are just joining us for the first time, as long as you're logged into your OfferVault account, you can click on the free training tab and you can see many and actually all of our previous webinars. And I do encourage you to go through and review as many of them as you can, and you're going to find lots of great insights. And if you go back to the middle of August, which at this point might be page 3 or 4, you'll actually see some steps to first launch. Where do we start? Let's see here. Here we go. Good. On how to first launch and get accepted by affiliate networks. So if you're just starting out, I do encourage you to go back to the webinars from August 2018, and you can start to see our basically most important tips on how to apply and start to get accepted by affiliate networks for the first time. So that's something that I always suggest to new affiliates. So again, as we're running through, any questions or niche markets you'd like me to look at or specific offers, please do type them in. So each week we always start with a goal. So let's kick off the new year the right way. So one of the most important things to consider in any affiliate marketing or any type of marketing campaign is the foundation of it. We want to start with the appropriate niche research. We want to start with the right planning. And we want to, of course, have the right offers to monetize that traffic with. But it all starts with the right research. So I never just kind of jump into a random market or just start, promoting an offer. I'm always sometimes months and months in advance planning the niche market and understanding the competition, understanding multiple affiliate networks and affiliate offers that are related, thinking about list building, thinking about pay-per calls. So I'm trying to understand how I can diversify and scale a niche market and an offer before I ever add a link or run an ad or promote anything to a user. And I think that's one of the things that I really wanted us to start 2019 off in thinking about is really what those steps are and the importance of that blueprint. And we talked a little bit, actually a lot on the last webinar about setting up and kind of sticking to a blueprint for affiliate marketing as a way to really ensure the fastest level and highest level of success is really kind of having a plan. So for me, it always starts at either one or two sides. So one is an offer, right? So what we're going to talk about, the offer side of this. So the second part is, coming up with a niche market, and we'll do some ideation, which is kind of thinking about kind of concepts and ideas to come up with some niche markets of interest also. So let's start at the offer level. So as I mentioned on pretty much every webinar, is I like to track everything. So for me, I use Google Docs and Google Sheets. It's a wonderful way to keep on top of a market, and it's a great way to track your progress, your research over time. And you can look back and track, positive outcomes, and also maybe testing and things that didn't back out or did not generate the results that you were hoping for. By tracking all of this really diligently, you're able to learn from it and apply to this to scale a current niche market, but also to learn from and get involved in different and unique niche markets also. So that for me is the most important thing, is I write everything down. I used to carry around notebooks, and now again I'm using Google Sheets and Google Docs, because for me it's a wonderful way to be able to access it, on the road, at home, in the middle of the night, wherever, because everything is online. So again, I'm a really big fan of doing that. The other kind of key thing that we always talk about is to make sure that we're always applying for a minimum of 10 new affiliate networks each and every week. So for me, I usually do it on the either the morning or after we're having our webinars. So it's sort of a routine and a ritual for me that every week I'm applying for 10 new affiliate networks. And this is critical. Even if you have an offer that you love and you're crushing it, you need to always be thinking about diversification. You always want to be thinking about not keeping your eggs in one basket. You want to think about applying for additional affiliate networks, and also to find complementary offers, and way to kind of build the lifetime value of your list, and the consumers that you're marketing to. And we're going to be talking kind of more about that tonight also. So for me, let's start here with an offer. So as I mentioned, I'm always signing up and always applying for a minimum of 10 new affiliate networks each and every week. And what I'm going to start here is I'm going to start to look for some new offers and some new networks that maybe I haven't run before. So I'm going to grab some water and we're going to dig in. And again, if you have a specific offer or a network or landing page, anything that you'd like me to look at, I'd be really happy to get into that, for you also. And again, that's one of the benefits of being live on our OfferVault webinars. Okay, so let's see. Some people are typing in some offers, which is great. So for me, I like to not only think about maybe a niche market that I've been planning. I'm always using OfferVault each and every day and trying to find something new. And I'm recording all of this in my Google Docs and my Google Sheets to kind of track these ideas and these concepts. So let's see here. So I'm just looking through here at something that is of interest. Maybe it's a different country, or a type of offer that I haven't run before. So again, I'm just kind of reading through here, looking for things that may be new. So this might be interesting as a fashion offer. This might be a giveaway, so let's take a look at that. And again, I'm just looking for, at this point, something new, something interesting that maybe I haven't thought about before. Let's look at this, Brain Plus. So again, I'm not starting off here with a concept or with a network that I'm with, or an offer, or even a niche market that I have a view on. I'm just opening my mind and letting OfferVault guide me with new concepts and ideas that I haven't thought of testing before, right? Let's try to find a few more here. Trying to see other things that are interesting. So we could look at the CBD market, which is super hot if you're not familiar with it. Let's see here. Let's try to find one more, something interesting that maybe I haven't seen or haven't tried in the past. Walmart ebooks on Android. All right, we can take a look at that. And again, I'm skipping ahead. I'm not even just going from page 3, page 4. You can go page 8. So again, skipping around here, just coming up with ideas that maybe I haven't thought about running before, right? See if there's one more. And again, running offers in other countries and other languages, as I've talked about in the past, is something that can be very, very successful also. All right, we'll find payday loan, offer to take a look at. All right, so let's see here. So what I've done is I'm using OfferVault in just sort of this, keeping an open mind and just kind of flipping through pages, flipping through offers without looking for anything specific. I'm not looking at a payout level or a country. I'm just looking at something that's interesting, something I haven't thought about running before. So that way I can start filling up my Google Sheets and my Google Doc every day with ideas, with new concepts to be able to run. So this is a mascara offer. You enter your email address. So typically for offers like this, what'll happen is you'll either get paid on an email address submit or a zip code submit, or maybe the user has to take another action. So it's really important when you're applying to any affiliate network that you understand the action that you're compensated on. So what that means is for this offer, I'm going to want to know from this network, am I paid on the submission of this email address, or does the user need to go further along through this funnel and take other actions, right? So it looks like here I'm getting paid $1.60 for the lead, so I think it's likely that I'm going to get paid $1.60 on the completion of an email address. You want to double check it, right? And you want to understand where you're going to be compensated on. Very, very important. You also want to understand if something, as I've talked about in the past, is incentivized or non-incentivized traffic. This would always be assumed non-incentivized unless an offer specifically says they accept incent or incentivized or reward traffic. You always have to assume that it does not accept it. Very, very important to consider that. So this might be something that you might want to start to think about. So maybe you haven't tested an offer in sort of an email or a lead generation space. Maybe you haven't tested anything in fashion in the past, or sort of giveaways. So this is something that I would definitely be interested in testing. So I'm going to write this down in sort of my ideas Google Sheet in Google Document, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply for PureFly if I haven't already applied and been accepted for this network. So that way I have this offer as something that's eligible. So again, being able to find a unique mix and a diversified mix of different types of offers to me is really important. So that's why being able to run a lead offer, something that pays on an email or a zip code submit, something that maybe pays on our rev share or cost per sale, a CPS basis, cost per sale basis, something that is maybe in mobile, right? That's being paid on an install, on an app install, something that's maybe pay per call, right? Having this variety and this diversification in the type of offers and networks that we work with is really just an super important way, and one of the key ways to be successful in 2019, right? So not just thinking about just sort of one offer and one type of traffic or one channel that you're going to run in. You want to think really deeply, right, about how we can run in multiple offers, new channels, new ideas, right? Then that's sort of one of the things to think about is also, again, the types of offers and the types of monetization, types of call to actions that are going to work. So this is sort of an interesting kind of lead offer in fashion. So again, I'm going to write this down. Let's continue here. So this is a Brain Plus, English and International. These are the countries that are working in, and this is a supplement. So again, we can start to think about some supplements that we're going to market in different countries, and this is going to pay out potentially on a free trial or maybe a sample. Again, we'd have to look at the details and see the way that this is paying out on the offer. So looking here, this is showing us, the countries that we're running in. So one of the questions that came in is if someone's in, Canada or, the UK, can they run offers in these countries? And the answer is yes. It's not about where you are located, right? It's about where your prospects that you're marketing to are located. So really important to definitely 100% consider opportunities in international markets, opportunities in other languages also can often be really successful. So someone was typing in if it's another language, how do they handle it? So for me, I like to work with localization experts or freelancers who natively speak that language, and the native part is important. So someone might have learned Spanish in school, but I'd love to work with someone if it's an offer in Spanish or your Spanish focus. I'd love to be able to work with a native speaker. I always find is a little bit of a benefit. And someone was asking kind of where to find those resources. So there's resources you could find on Fiverr, Fivver, or you could find it on Upwork. You could find lots of resources for translation. So don't feel held back if you're not in a certain country where an offer is eligible, or if you don't speak that language. You can definitely be very, very successful in those international markets. And some of the top affiliates that we spend time with are focused in other languages and other geographies. So really an interesting opportunity. Again, keep your mind open. Let me just see any other questions here. So for CBD, this is a really interesting niche market. And this is growing very, very quickly. I'm seeing these offers on many different types of affiliate networks, and you're going to start to see other countries and other examples of this. And most of these are going to pay out on either a sale or some sort of subscription or kind of trial basis. So this is definitely a market for 2019 that I really encourage you to think about as an affiliate. So I usually like to always have kind of themes that I'm always looking for offers in addition to the sort of walking through OfferVault concept that we're doing now and just finding offers that maybe are unique or something that I haven't run before. I'm always also looking for kind of themes or things to focus on for 1 to 2 quarters out. So CBD is definitely a market that I encourage you to research to learn about for 2019. I think it's going to continue to really grow in size, and I think you're going to have a lot of opportunities in this market. So again, if you're not familiar with CBD oil, you could do some research and kind of see what you're running. Also, as an important point, is you want to make sure that you're comfortable with what you're running. So what I mean by that is if you're not comfortable with CBD as a product, don't market it. You should only always market products that you are comfortable with, right? That you're willing to recommend. And don't feel that just because I recommend a market or because people are all kind of raving about the next big thing. Only market what you're comfortable with. Super important, especially when you want to build a brand, build a list, become an influencer in that niche. You definitely need to show, things that are consistent, things that are authentic, right? Authenticity is one of the most valuable parts of any marketing campaign. It's how we build trust, right? It's how and that authenticity is something that you're going to benefit from if you're starting to work in a niche market that one that you're comfortable with, two that maybe you have a passion in. That's always going to shine through in any of your marketing campaigns and be really, really helpful. So again, that's kind of the way that I'm using OfferVault each and every day to find something new, right? So this is definitely a trend for 2019 that I'd suggest that that you research CBD oil, and again, make sure that you're comfortable with it. Really, really important. All right, let's continue here. This is an Android install offer. So this is paying out 91 cents on the install of a Walmart ebook offer, right? So we'd have to see obviously what countries this is running in. And also understand here that this clearly says non-incent, right? So we can't run any reward, or we cannot run any incentivized traffic to this, right? So this is sort of a classic app install offer. So what an app install offer is you're going to be paid on the installation of a mobile app on your prospects or your consumers mobile phone. So they're typically going to come in two flavors. They're going to come in Android, and also they're going to come in iOS or iPhone. So again, pay attention to where you want to. Sorry, hold on one second. Someone was saying the audio. So yes, this is a live webinar. Hopefully the audio is clear. So you want to pay attention to hold on one second. So you want to pay attention to the fact that this offer is not incentivized, and it's mobile. You also want to understand the operating system that you're running on. So this is specific to Android and the OS version 4.4. So when you're running traffic, especially paid media, to an offer like this, you can set this to be in the specific countries. You can set this to be Android. You could set this to be a different version of the operating system. So I do encourage you, if you haven't tested out an app install offer, this is another way to start to run and scale your affiliate business and try something new. And that's what kind of the kickoff of 2019 is. It's about finding new offers that maybe we haven't run before, and things that are maybe a little bit out of our comfort zone. And this is the landing page that you're going to be promoting, right? So this is basically for Walmart's ebooks. And what's really important here is also the brand recognition. So when it said before, there was, I think it was a Maybelline mascara offer that we were looking at, right? And in here we're looking at sort of this Walmart branded offer. Anytime an offer is branded, in my experience, you're going to see a nice bump in conversion rates. And the reason why you're going to see a bump in conversion rates is because it takes care of the user understanding the brand, and they're not questioning, like, is this legitimate? Is this something I'm going to receive? Can I share my information? Can I make a purchase? Should I download this app, right? All of those questions are answered directly for your prospect when you're working with a branded offer. So for me, if I had two similar app installs, and one was branded with Walmart and the other one was more generic, even if the more generic one is going to have a higher payout, I'm typically going to run the Walmart one. And you should definitely test it and split test it. My experience is, even if there's a higher payout for non-branded offer, some generic ebook, is that you'll find that the majority of the time, again, not every time, because every campaign is unique, but in my experience, you're going to find that the majority of the time, these branded offers will convert better. And even if you have a lower payout, right, a higher conversion rate can be more profitable and have a higher return on your ad spend. So for me, I am always really thinking about and looking for these branded offers. So I love that sort of branded makeup offer, really liking this, this Walmart offer. So let's take a look here at ebook, and we can see like what else is appearing here. Maybe there's some different countries and things like that. But again, for me, I'm really thinking about any type of a branded offer is always going to be a benefit. And in general, you're going to see in my experience, you're going to see higher conversion from this. So again, I might want to look at other offers here. Here's an Amazon Kindle. This might be a giveaway offer. Let's take a look here. Education or the Kindle free app. Oh, so this is the Amazon app. So again, this is an offer that also is going to convert really, really well because it's branded, right? So you also want to think about your targeting. So this is running on an iPhone or iPad. You want to make sure that your targeting is specific to that. You want to make sure that if an offer is non-incent, like the way it says it here, non-incent, what country you're running in. So again, to being able to manage all of those items is really, really is really important to understand. If something is non-incentivized and the different countries that it's running in. But again, this is another great example of a branded offer. So I would, almost always, and again, I like to test everything, and I would split test, other offers, but I would almost always test, an Amazon or a Walmart offer, first over a non-branded offer. So this is a good question. So, is markets like this saturated? Does everyone already have the Amazon Kindle app? So the answer is, I think if it's like the Amazon app, I think the majority of consumers are already going to have the Amazon app. But what percentage of people have the Amazon Kindle app? I'm not sure, right? So to me, this is something that I would test, right? I think that there's going to obviously be a lot fewer people that have the Walmart kind of branded ebook than then the than the Amazon Kindle offer. But again, I'm definitely willing to consider and run that Amazon Kindle offer, and you want to test it. So if you find that you're not getting the engagement or the response that you want, then maybe go test that Walmart ebook offer or something else related to it. And what you're going to find also, someone's asking at different times of the year, like before the holidays, you had a lot of networks that were paying out in cash or paying out cash bonuses and things like that. So always definitely pay attention to your time of the year and the kind of seasonality through all this. But to me, always picking a branded offer where you can is typically, again, going to be a higher return on ad spend, even if the payouts are lower. So that's an interesting point. I always get questions. I have some questions on this now. So how do how am I saying that a $10 offer that converts 4 times better than a $30 offer? How is that more profitable? Well, you might wind up receiving $40 for the multiple conversions, because it's something that's going to convert easier than a non branded offer that or a branded offer that's going to have a different payout. So really paying attention to those payout levels is obviously important, but don't just take for granted that the highest payout offer is the best. Usually your offers with higher payouts have a higher hurdle, right? There's more steps and more further down a funnel that your prospects, your consumers are going to need to be able to complete before you're compensated for it. So again, for me, I'm not just running to the highest payout offer. I'm being thoughtful. I'm tracking everything. I'm writing down the payouts. I'm putting links to the landing pages in my Google Sheets and Google Docs to understand really what the market is, and to make the best choices that we can. But again, we're always testing. So the offers that you're going to run today might work differently. They may have worked differently in December or November before the holidays. They might work differently in the summer. So again, it's all about testing and keeping really good notes through everything that you do. Sorry, just drinking some water. So again, that to me is some of the key elements to think about in 2019. Is not only new offers, but also maybe pay attention, if you haven't in the past, to these branded offers. And many times you're going to find brands in all sorts of offerings. Let's take a look at one more, and then we're going to answer some of your questions. So again, there's a niche market. or a specific offer that you'd like me to look at, please do type it in the question box. We're here to help you live. So a market that always works well, and we did talk about this in December. I thought it was kind of interesting that there was actually these holiday loans for Christmas and holiday loans for holiday gifts and things like that. I thought it was kind of interesting. So you're able to take an offer and add some seasonality to it, add some timeliness to it. So I'm a really big fan of adding that where we can. So now we're in January, so we want to think about other types of copy or other types of call to action that may work for an offer in a niche like this. So we have the 911 cash lender, so exclusive hybrid paid, so it's both payday and installment loans. They have a mobile responsive. So that's really important. You want to make sure, especially if you're running Facebook traffic, that you want to test and make sure that the landing pages and the whole offer flow that you're running is responsive on mobile, that it displays correctly on mobile through the whole offer flow. Because if you're working with Facebook traffic, 80-90% of it sometimes can be mobile. And based on the other traffic types that you're working on, it could be 60 to 80% of your traffic is mobile. So if you have an offer that's not mobile optimized or typically say mobile responsive, you're going to run into a lot of conversion rate issues. So I'm a real big fan of understanding and also testing out my offers and the flows and making sure that they are responsive for mobile. Really, really important. So this is also running in specific countries. I'm sorry, not only specific countries, but also specific states. So we definitely want to consider that. And you only want to run in these states. So when you're setting up your paid marketing campaigns, make sure you're doing very, very specific geofencing in sometimes cities as needed, but within these states, because if you're driving leads outside these states, guess what? You won't be compensated by the networks for it. So just really pay attention to your geofencing of your users. And it's also some interesting points. So you don't want to email to .mil or gov addresses or clients in. Oh, that's interesting. So this actually might be other states. So I think it's saying do not email in these states. So for something like this, when it says something like this, do not email in these states, if it's not 100% clear, ask your affiliate manager, right? That's why you also want to be involved in as many affiliate networks as you can, because you're going to find affiliate managers that you click with early on that are the most responsive to you, right? And to your questions and to your needs. So to me, I'm reading this that I shouldn't mail in these states, but I always find that payday loan offers are often geo-targeted. So I would go out and I would apply for the network and I would ask your affiliate manager directly, like which markets you can run. And that's another key tip for 2019 is we want to strengthen our relationship with affiliate managers. Too many times I see affiliates, both new and affiliates who've been doing this for a long time, who are shying away from working with their affiliate managers. They think that they're trying to hide or not bring attention to their accounts. I could tell you, because Mark and I ran an affiliate network for multiple years, is we see everything, right? And it's not worth to try to pull a fast one or try to take advantage of the affiliate networks. They're going to see it. You're going to get banned. You're not going to get paid. It's just not productive. So really pay attention to the rules. You want to pay attention really clearly to the types of traffic and the geos you can run in, because otherwise you're not going to get paid and you're not doing a good job in the ecosystem. We're talking about in 2019 building a real business, building a scalable business with our affiliate marketing, and to do that is we need to build these long-term relationships with our affiliate networks, right? And we need to respect what types of traffic that they require and the types of traffic that they permit. So just really, really important. And again, we don't want to start 2019 with trying to take advantage or trying to game the system. It's the opposite. We want to start 2019 with building strong relationships with our affiliate networks. It's just so critical. Okay, good. Let's answer some questions. All right, so Debbie's asking, is there a niche for vegan products, food, clothes, books, etc.? So the answer is yes. I've seen many offers around the vegan market in the past. You said some really interesting things there. So you didn't only just say food, you also said clothes and books, etc. Right? So that's one of the main things that we can think about for 2019 is how do we not only have kind of a primary offer, but how do we build lifetime value? How do we upsell? How do we market to consumers that have already engaged or chosen not to engage with your offers? Um, how do you work with them um, more, so and offer them other types of offers, and that's some of the key things, other types of products. So when we say things like vegan here, then you should also again look for things like food and clothes. It doesn't have to be limited to just one type of product. So we look here, we see hair care panda. We could see if this is something that's vegan, Tara's Kitchen. So again, you want to take a look through these offers and see what kind of fits your market. So in gluten-free, low-calorie, vegetarian, and vegan meals. There we go. So this is definitely an offer that can work. Hair Care Panda gummies. Let's see if these are vegan. Yep, vegan gummies. So there you go. So vegan vitamins to think about. So again, that's some of the key elements, right? Is you want to not only think about that core product, that core offer that you're going to monetize your niche with, you always really want to think about those ancillary or those complementary products that you can also market to. I never go into a market with just one product in one network. I only will launch a market where I have a similar offer in multiple networks, but also really important other complementary offers to be able to market to. Really, really important. All right, let's see here. So one of the questions is, do you create a one page or full blog when testing a market niche? So it depends. I mean, if you're direct linking to an offer, then you don't necessarily have to create a page, but when you're trying to build a brand, try to get people to opt into your list, to offer a free report or whatever you're going to do for list building. When you want to think about it like that, then building a list and starting to open this up to other and trying to open this up to other affiliate networks that you can work with, I think is really key, right? So diversifying that is important, right? So even if you're direct linking, having a diversification of multiple offers, but if you're going to be building a content site, which I always recommend, or something that can get organic traffic or something that you're going to run AdWords to, then the answer is yes. You develop a multi-page site. You want to make sure best practices are followed. So things like having a privacy policy, in terms of use, you're respecting that. Things like that are really important. But for me, I would always kind of build traffic around a main offer, and then I'm going to sell and move things across multiple blogs, multiple chains. So again, yes, having a single landing page is great, but having a multi-page blog I think can even be better. And if you watch some of our previous webinars, I do talk about creating content using WordPress, creating videos, things like that. So the answer is yes, 100%. You should also think about a multi-page blog, including a privacy policy, and of course the terms of use. So let's see. There's a question here. Let's see here. So which networks do I recommend? Any network on OfferVault is solid for you to apply to. We have relationships with every single of the networks on OfferVault, and that's why we list them here, right? So any network on OfferVault, you should feel comfortable in registering with and applying for. I do recommend that when you're applying for multiple offers and multiple networks, is that you do think about that, and and I would apply for for multiple networks there too. But again, there's really no right or wrong for which networks will work or accept you or whatnot. So I think the best strategy is to apply for 10 networks a week, as I've been recommending. So Keith's asking, is it advisable to try to apply for a network before you have your own site up? So definitely watch the videos that we posted from the middle of August 2018, where I talk in depth about the types of offers, um, and the type of networks that you're going to apply to, and how. We have two good training sessions on that. I think the reality is, you want to take massive action. So I would say start applying for networks right now without a site, and in parallel, start building out your website. And then when you apply to the future networks, if they have questions, you can then update or submit your application then. So that to me is really the key is take massive action, right? So don't wait and don't have an excuse that says, "Oh, I can't apply for a network because I haven't finished, this website or this web page or something like that." It's much better to launch, get feedback from your prospects and consumers, and to be able to bug test and things like that. So waiting to so that's sort of my suggestion on on that side, also. Awesome. So I think we've answered all of the questions tonight. We've looked at multiple networks and multiple offers. And your action plan again is to take action in 2019. Apply for 10 networks each and every week. Don't wait to take action and apply for a network. Just start applying to start with, and then watch the videos from mid-August to come up with other tips and techniques that we shared to increase your likelihood of being accepted for the networks. But again, don't wait. Take massive action and join us live every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Today, again, was on Wednesday just because of the holiday, but we are typically on Tuesday evenings. And I hope that you can join us live. Thanks, everyone. Happy New Year, and take massive action in 2019. See you next week.